chat on the way home and listen to the hamster dance. It's more of a relaxed environment.
We'll be going through some the Western bands.
Leather seats, I tell you, are false leather. Good when you're wet.
Yeah.
Chasing.
They sure are.
Yeah.
There's that hamster.
I actually think it's funny, man. Ooh, not that again.
Well, it's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He enjoys it. It's kind of his shtick, he's the straight man in the chase, and in our
and I laugh at everything.
In our little show,
dramatic chipmunk or whatever it is. I think that's funny too. A tree's down. Oh, call it dramatic.
Oh, I swear, I was watching some of the Weather Channel when I was watching the Weather Channel coverage. They are so. Well, first of all, that Brian Norton, is the stream on yet?
Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah, mute it for a second.
I think that mutes. Debris.
So was the power out at Don's Hotel too?
Yep. Oh no, he was.
No, he said he had it.
Yeah,
they may have had generators.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. Absolutely not at all. It wasn't too hot. It was dark anyway. We're going to sleep, so who cares?
Yeah.
And you got your phones, so it's like you don't need candles.
I'll tell you, the internet, I don't know I don't know how they. That's a kind of a good question I could ask on the internet. Somehow, people probably know. I'm sure they know the answer. Is when the power goes out everywhere, how do cell phone towers stay up? What do they use for power? They have giant generators at everything. They probably do. They probably have big old generators at every single cell phone tower.
Something underground too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't be damaged. Now that didn't used to be the case. Early in the cell phone days, they would go out very easily in storms. So whatever they did.
But now it's the main thing that stays on.
Yeah.
Everybody wants them all the time.
Well, it's important for emergencies.
Yep.
Yep, you can count on them. That's for sure.
Well, when the power goes out like this, supermarkets lose a lot of money because all the frozen shit gets spoiled.
They make a bunch of money prior to it generally because people are buying stuff up if it's warned on.
Milk and bread.
That always cracks me up. Milk and bread.
Beer and propane down here. As long as I got my beer and propane, I'm good. Well, good morning, everyone. We don't have a whole lot of people on, but a few. So thank you for watching. We'll stream on the way home. Have some fun. Maybe play a little music. Switch over to Ustream, play some music, and we'll still see a little bit of the outer effects of this system.
Yeah, we'll be going through the far western bands. Brain. This is flooding here.
we have decided not to go check out the damage or anything like that. We'll see a little bit on our way up, obviously, you know. But, you know, Caroline, my daughter's not feeling too well, so I want to get home. And, you know, we've got things to do and places to go and lives to live. We got to do the fun stuff. All good things come to an end.
Hopefully followed by more good things later on.
Yeah. So get as much good things in as possible before the morbid stuff happens.
Eventually it comes to it.
Yeah, now the power. Here's the power. The power's out. So.
It didn't come last night. So. Only for trees it came.
So the street light is out, but that's on. Weird. It's very strange the way it works.
How you doing on fuel?
Oh, we're fine. We're gonna have a tank. We're gonna make it up into Georgia. That's where it's below $1.
That's Freddy
Below
chicken.
$2.
A little flood there.
A little bit of cleanup to do.
Tree debris. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the crossing thing. Oh, it is kind of up like
Crossing was
that.
sort of flimsy. Ooh, that's nice. I like their station. Wow.
Where is that?
Oh, there.
Oh yeah,
Nice train station.
Oh yeah, train stations are neat buildings usually.
Too bad we don't have more of them. Too bad Atlanta's one sucks. Well, it's
That's
neat.
not a bad. It's kind of a neat little station.
It is a neat little old station. It's just that we could have still had Union Station downtown.
Right. Well, they turned that into the MARTA station.
Yeah. That thing was great. That was gorgeous. You could see pieces.
Any union station, any big city union station is always really neat.
Atlanta needs to be a nicer station.
Yeah. See, here's one of these towns where they got rid of whatever neat old courthouse they did.
Yeah, that thing's
put a crappy modern one in the 50s.
Yeah. 1956.
The one in Corning where
It's like their little roof collapsed on their own awning.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to be under those. No windows in. People swept up their area.
a big tree down here.
Pretty serious tree damage here.
Look,
Like
your,
pine.
your favorite pines.
Good old pine tree snapped.
Yeah.
Looks like it probably went all the way across the road at one time or another.
Yeah.
Power lines up on there. They chainsawed it out. They knew how to use it.
Yeah.
Chainsaw training for everyone before the next trip.
Yeah.
And floodlights.
Yeah.
Because
Flashlights and lanterns.
like I said, that's the reason Brett Adair got some really, really good footage last night, is because he had that floodlight and he just stayed out there on the island.
Yeah, yeah. In retrospect, I think we'd have been fine staying out there too.
We would have.
Yeah, because everything came a little farther over from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kept moving east.
What happened in St. Mark's with the fun there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it came up to about where it was about flood stage, and then it went back down again.
But I think that little jog east is what saved a huge flood, surge. The
Yeah.
surge came up and then kind of moved with the hurricane.
Right.
So it stopped too, just short of,
Yeah, because the eye didn't come in like one
Slamming
big
it.
man.
Hey, you're going to turn.
Slam.
You're going to go on 221 for a while, and then you're going to turn 11 miles. People don't know it's a four-way stop, so if they can't figure it out. What I do is I give them a little bit of time. If they can't figure it out, then you go.
Usually they most
I know a lot of people don't know it. People don't know what a four-way stop when it is a four-way stop.
They seem to, at least they know in our neighborhood. That blinking red light, they stop well.
Yeah. Well, they finally figured it out because it's been there.
No, that area. I mean, our
Believe me, when I'm
town,
driving around town, there are a lot of other places
Oh,
where
you
people
probably see
don't know what the hell it
I
is.
see all kinds of shit.
So if somebody could do me a little social media favor and post the fact on Fossil and elsewhere that we are live, so folks can come on over and chit chat. That would be awesome.
There's the tree.
Gusts.
I'm curious how many actual tornado reports there were. I bet there weren't that many.
It's like, and what's still going on today?
That's tornado warning way over, like, Myrtle Beach or something. That's the last I saw. It was all embedded in the rain again. It wouldn't be chaseable. Let's look at the surface ops. I can't look at anything right now. There's no internet.
Yeah.
It's back.
Center looks like it's south of Vidalia. Nice big sky here.
It's pretty. It's pretty.
5 miles, Highway 14.
Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Sylvia. Hello, Sarah. Darren.
Huge guys.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Trish.
Wow.
Good morning, Kath. Yeah, weather duck. That's what I am. Go Ducks! Oregon Ducks.
Quack attack.
The quack attack. So is Tallahassee going to get their power on before the big game on Monday?
I would think so.
What?
I would think so.
They have to have it on. They'll have to have it. It's an emergency.
That's a ways. That's a
They
ways
must
off.
watch their football.
That's a ways off. I'm sure they'll get all the important ones on. Some
Well,
people out.
yeah, that's the
people out in the
important thing.
boonies
Florida
might not
State
get it.
and Ole Miss. They gotta have their power.
Shady Grove. All right, see that light that's not working up there? Make a right.
Okay.
Shady characters right here.
Turn right onto County Road 14, Alton Wentworth Road.
Hey, Calvin Cohn.
Continue on County Road
He's running for
14
clerk.
for 9 miles.
Something clerk of court.
I can't believe how we literally stopped a foot in front of that tree last
Yeah.
night and I slammed my brakes on.
Luckily, you weren't going too fast.
And we had all that time to think: is he going to hit it or is it not? Is it going to
No.
stop?
And by the time I
I
kind of
saw
realized
it,
what was
we're gonna
going
stop.
on, I said,
My brain,
okay.
I said, we're stopping.
I wasn't that worried actually. Tell Rooster.
Free range rooster. You may not have been free range yesterday as today.
It's funny you mentioned the exhausted pelicans, and then we saw one.
Yeah, yeah, wasn't that cool? And you could just tell
Yeah,
he was
it
tired.
I hope it made it through it. But,
Yeah.
Well, stopping in the middle of the road is not a good idea.
well, but not many people were on that road. The rest of it.
I don't think they'd know or even care. You know,
Oh, I know that.
They
Just,
just,
hey,
they
man, I
just.
found something to rest on.
I found something
stopping.
solid. I'm done.
I'm done. Need a rest. Need a break. Need to crash.
Literally.
think about the energy that these birds probably expend just flying. I mean, it's got to be quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing things. Let's come back and see more of them in the winter. Good place to come back to. See what happened at the lighthouse.
Yeah, that's a huge wildlife refuge. You could come down and
It's beautiful.
spend a week exploring that place.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
kayaking.
come down when all the birds are
Mom
there.
and I would
Yeah.
kayak through out back.
Heck
We
yeah.
could kayak too. We can get a double kayak.
Yeah.
Towards
Yeah.
it. Or each get a kayak and do it.
Do the Mike Umscheid thing. Get some bird photography.
Well, I need to get a big. That's another purchase I want to get at some point. It's a big, long 600mm lens.
Whites,
For
the
birds.
whites are nice. We like them. Get older, we like birds more and more. Or some of us too. I don't know. A lot of people just stay inside. Missing out. Good stuff nature brings. Like my weather, it's outdoors. You're driving a car all the time to get to it. They enjoy your talk. How many of you on there like birds? How many of you get outdoors? Come on.
Yeah, how many folks on the stream are bird lovers? That's a good question.
Especially because we saw an exhausted pelican.
Now we all know you're
Speaking of
hamster
birds.
lovers.
And chipmunk
Speaking of
lovers.
birds, I like how that guy just kind of like hopped off. He didn't. I've never
for-
seen that.
Bad, I'm bad.
Waiting for the kill.
I'm not going to fly. I'm just going to hop off the road.
Well, I'm waiting for something to get killed on the road now that people are out on it again. It's funny how we just said something. Who likes birds? And the bird hopped across the road. It's sort of
Nobody likes vultures, though.
Why? Why? I mean, hey, you gotta have them.
Well, that's true.
Everything
They're
would stink
important.
without them.
Yeah, they're
Break
important.
stuff down. Gotta have them.
Condors are vultures. Type of
They just say,
vulture.
bring out
People
your
like-
dead.
People like condors.
Sylvia likes snowy owls.
Wow. That's cool.
Sarah
seen
likes pet birds,
Bites.
parrots, and things like that.
Yeah. My nieces love their budgies or their parakeets.
We used to have a cockatiel.
We went to Zoo Atlanta. The thing I liked the most was the parakeet area, with birds were just everywhere.
Our cockatiel, we bought him from
Cockatiels are
somebody.
neat.
We bought him from somebody, and he was like 4 or 5 years old. All he could do was a cat call. So
I
that's he
don't
would just
know
do
if this
that
is
all
the-
day long.
I don't know if this is part of the Alligator Point thing, but that's what the road looks like now.
Oof, man.
The road in Alligator Point where we were.
Yeah, it doesn't look so good. I wonder if some of that area collapsed finally.
No, that's what this is showing. But it looks like, yeah.
Collapsed. Looks like sand is over there.
No, there's big cracks in the road.
Oh, well, yeah, well, we figured that would get undermined. We did.
Well, there's our wall. There's our thing. He went back this way. Actually, the road we were on stayed intact mostly. That one part with the wall.
Oh, it didn't get breached.
There was one section looks like it almost did.
Wow. Again, saved because the surge kind of slid off.
Yeah.
They didn't get the real pounding surf like.
Yeah, that was the one thing that. Although when I was watching Adair's live stream a little bit later on the Weather Channel, you guys were driving around. There was some pretty, like I said, there were some waves that were hitting that house pretty good, even more than what we showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at them drying their wings. Look.
Sylvia or Sarah says they have vultures at their zoo. Cat feeds the birds all the time. Leah used to breed.
That looks like there was a tree down there. They cut off the road.
She used to breed budgies and cockatiels.
Yeah, that's true.
And Thomas Dolman says, "Did I hear crack?" He says, "What's the crack?" No, I gotta get the anemometer replaced. The cups, that whole little thing
Lost
comes
his
together.
cup.
It turned out we didn't see getting that much wind anyway.
No, it wouldn't have been.
Oh, it would have been interesting to see how high the wind was when we were, a couple times when we were sitting
Yeah.
there.
Some gusts last night.
Tree,
Ooh.
big
But you
tree.
can see it nicely right now.
Yeah,
It's nice to see that.
not so much last night.
And hey, it's not raining.
What that
and
show,
you can learn
what
how to use a
last night
chainsaw.
shows you, there wasn't even any winds that were up barely to hurricane force inland. And look at how the trees and stuff. That shows you that if something's any stronger than that, you don't drive around in it.
Yeah,
We were fortunate.
Yeah.
we drove around in Hugo. It was crazy. I don't know what they were trying to do. Jim
That's when Ryan and Guy drove around.
Jim and John, they were just like driving around. We almost drove onto that. We were headed east on I-10 where that bridge collapsed.
Damn.
And we kept going a little ways. We'd have been like all the other people that just kind of went off and didn't even notice that the bridge was gone.
Nice.
But we turned around, went back the other way before we even knew about it. So, but yeah, we just drove around. Man, it was at the middle of the night. It's like, what the hell? What are we doing?
Wait a minute.
I was like Matt on that chase. I was like, just stop. You don't need to drive around.
I wonder how our Africa wave is doing. I don't think the models did. For a while, the models were trying to do something with that, and I think they backed off.
Yeah.
Well, the heart of the peak of the hurricane center is still 2 weeks away. September 15th.
Thought it was the 11th.
Or whatever. Close enough. We can add it. Oh, you're going to shit.
Left here.
No, keep going straight.
Shit.
No, you really are. You go straight. It just turns into 360. 360 merges in with it. That's what confused me.
Gotcha.
Leaf debris.
Yeah, when we were coming back from Opal, we were coming up through like Southern Alabama or whatever, and we had to stop. There was a guy in front of us with a chainsaw, and we followed him for like 3 hours. We went like 10 miles in like 3 hours as he chainsawed all the trees for us. And then we ran into a pretty big river flood with Opal, south of the plains.
Ugh, river floods. Hate those. And generally, the nice thing after this, people make quick work of these trees out here.
Yeah.
You leave on the next day, like 9, 10 o'clock, you're usually fine. Most of the trees have been cleared from the roadways. Fairly major ones like this. Now it says to 10
Straight
left.
ahead.
Okay.
Imagine if you live, if you're the county, whatever, in a particular county, you get, all right, everybody, let's go on all the county roads with this chainsaw and try and unblock whatever you need to unblock.
Yeah, they probably have a little call tree that they activate and just say, everybody, get your chainsaws and let's go. And most of them probably already just know, all right, next morning I'm just going to get up, get out there and get started. They live for this stuff.
An excuse to use the power tools.
Yeah. Thomas, I got my A&W root beer. I'll sip on this all the way home.
That's kind of neat. Reed Timmer. Just saw a massive legless lizard. Legless lizard. First thought it was a snake. First one I've ever seen. It's kind of neat. Probably still down there. He's still down there in St. Mark's area, I guess. Now, a hurricane chase is a really, his the Dominator. That's a good that's a good thing for a hurricane chase.
Yeah.
I understand.
If a tree hits that, it doesn't matter.
Fun to ride it out in up there in that little tower. Forest Service tower.
Vultures around here. Of the Spanish moss down in this area.
Was Spanish moss introduced to America, or is it's always been around?
It's native, I think.
Would it survive in Atlanta? I mean, what's the northern
No, it has to.
cutoff?
Yeah, I think the northern cutoff is
Macon.
Macon, if that. Of course, who knows the climate change? Another few years. Yeah, Mike Thies. Large trees down along exit route out of St. Mark's.
Bye, Sylvia. Bye, Darren. Bye, Leah. Bye, Cheryl. Everybody in Australia is going to bed. Their day is done.
Well, according to this Ventreese guy, who's a big long-range expert, AccuWeather or whatever. Yeah, he's saying Predictably active phase of a strong Kelvin wave will push across the Atlantic this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. Full moon for middle of month, September. Watch out.
As long as nothing happens either side of the 15th of September, that's when I'm getting my vehicle wrapped.
I-10.
Yeah, the road has debris on it, so whenever you hear that bumpy sound, it's, the twigs and pine cones and branches and stuff that fell from the hurricane last night. I'll tilt the camera down a little bit more so you guys can get a better view of the debris we're dealing with on the road.
Spanish moss hanging down. Hardy trees.
My first purchase. When I get home, I'm going to go on Amazon and get a waterproof case for this phone. Well, it held up well. It's fine. Still, it's kind of dangerous. What's okay because if I face this way, this part is pretty waterproof here. Here we're going to Madison. We're going to make a little jog. .2 miles, you're going to make a right turn.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Southwest.
Okay, I think we can probably go back to the right here, about 2 blocks. something.
Nothing to be.
Now look what happened here.
Hit their roof.
Yep, big magnolia cracked.
Turn right onto Southwest Bunker Street.
Actually, keep going up as a more major street straight up.
Turn right onto Southwest
Now
8th
just
Street,
go up to
then
the stop
turn
sign
left
up
onto
there.
Range Street.
Nice problem. So, nice building.
Church.
Nice
In
old church.
600 feet, turn left onto Bay Street.
No, don't turn left. Oh,
Turn left onto Bay Street, then turn right
turn-
onto North Washington Street.
turn right. Oh, I said turn left.
Oh, that's a courthouse or something.
Oh, that's a nice old courthouse.
Yeah.
That's
Head
right.
east on Bay Street
This we
toward
would
North
say
Range Street.
historic downtown.
In 500 feet, continue onto East Bay Street.
That's a nice courthouse.
Sweet.
Continue onto East Bay Street, then turn left onto Duval Street.
Junction 145. That's what you want.
Left.
Left.
Turn left onto Duval Street.
This whole town has no power.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Florida 145 North. Continue on Florida 145 North for 14 miles.
What's going on here? Waiting for some car. Uh-oh, is it blocked? I don't know. Should be blocked. It's fucking blocked. Now I don't know what to do. Yep. God damn it. Now we're screwed. Well, we're going to go on this rocky Ford Road and hope it doesn't have a lot of damage on it. There's no way to cut over to this other... Oh, there's going to be a way to cut over to this other road pretty soon.
Head north on Rocky Ford Road towards C591. Continue on Rocky Ford Road for 7 miles.
I thought this might be an issue coming back.
At least you can see them.
Once we get out of town, maybe I'll do that.
Well, we're going north.
Yeah.
Gotta go north eventually.
I think as we go further north, there'll be less damage.
Yeah, we have a few road closures, road blockages. We'll just have to pick our way through them, and
I think we get into Georgia and whatever, unless it's a tornado or something. Well, that keeps reminding me, actually. I think it'll look up.
the damage should drop off pretty dramatically the farther north we go. So we'll eventually run out of it and not have any more concerns here in about an hour. Maybe sooner.
And we're getting into the rain for the fringes of the storm now. A little windier too.
The outer fringes.
Doing? Nobody coming. What's he doing?
Someone's turning in front.
Oh.
Oh, there's something else going from that.
That's true.
A bunch of little trucks. Yeah, that's what
He's turning right down.
Plains, Georgia, Americas, that's kind of open. That's the only part of Georgia that I've found that even remotely resembles Oklahoma. It's pretty flat. That's why they call it plains.